Okay, so let us try to solve one or two equations involving trigonometric functions. Okay, so question 7 here, the question reads, solve for x where x is between 0 and 2 pi for each of the following equations. Okay, so we need to find the value of x, and x is an angle. That angle should be between 0 and 2 pi. Okay, so starting with part A, working. Okay, so the first equation here, we have 2 cos x minus 1 is equal to 0. So to solve for this equation, we make cos x the subject. So we have 2 cos x. By adding 1 both sides, we have 2 cos x equal to 1. So this will give us cos x equal to 1 over 2. So if cos x is equal to 1 over 2, at which angle is cos x equal to 1 over 2? So we can try to check here on this triangle. So here that's root of 3. Here that is 60 degrees. Here that is 30 degrees. So the angle, the possibilities, the only possible angles are 30 degrees or 60 degrees. So this is 1, this is 2. So cos is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse. So if this is our adjacent, then if our adjacent is 1, then the angle we're dealing with is 60 degrees. Thus, and this value here is a positive value, so we are going to consider the quadrant where cos is as positive value. So our theta here is 60 degrees, meaning our alpha in the first quadrant is equal to theta, which is equal to 60 degrees. Then cos is negative in which quadrant? I mean, it's positive in which quadrant? So all student takes calculus. So cos is positive in the fourth quadrant. Okay, so in the fourth quadrant, alpha is given as alpha is equal to 360. Alpha is equal to 360 degrees minus theta. Okay, so theta is 60. So the other angle here, the other possible solution to that will be alpha is equal to 360 degrees minus 60 degrees equal to 300 degrees. Thus, x here is equal to 60 degrees, and x can also be 300 degrees. So this is the solution to this equation. So when you are solving a trigonometric equation, you consider all the possible solutions here. Okay, yeah. Let's try part B. So part B, we have 2 sine x multiplied by cos x plus cos x equal to 0. So we can just factor out cos x. We remain with 2 sine x. 2 sine x plus 1 equal to 0, meaning that cos x is equal to 0, and 2 sine x plus 1 is equal to 0. Then we can make sine x the subject, so sine x is equal to minus 1 over 2. So here, the possible solution here, cos is 0 at 90 degrees. So it's 0 at 90 degrees, and 90 degrees can also be represented as 270 degrees. So we have x equal to 90 degrees for this angle, or 270 degrees. Then this side here, we have sine equal to negative. So 1 over 2 what's the possible angle? Is it 30 degrees or 60 degrees? So this is 60 degrees, this is 30. So what are the possible angles here? So we have 1 here, root of 3 here, we have 2 here. So which one is the possible angle? So sine is given as opposite over hypotenuse. So our opposite is 1. So this is our opposite. It means our adjacent is that. That means the angle is 30 degrees. Okay, so we have our x here equal to 30 degrees. Okay, x equal to 30 degrees. That means our alpha is equal to x and is equal to 30 degrees. Then sine is a negative in which quadrant? So let's check in the quadrant where sine is negative, or student takes calculus. Okay, so which quadrant here? So sine is negative in the 4th quadrant and in the 3rd quadrant. Okay, so in the 3rd quadrant we have alpha equal to in the 3rd quadrant it's 180 degrees minus x. Then in the 4th quadrant 360 degrees minus x. So our alpha will be equal to 180 degrees minus 30 degrees. Alpha is equal to 360 degrees minus 30 degrees. So our alpha is equal to 150 degrees. Okay, so it will be a plus here. It will be a plus, so it will be 180 plus, so that will be 180 plus 30 degrees, that will be 210 degrees. Then here we have alpha equal to 360 minus 30 degrees, that is 330 degrees. Okay, then so our solutions will start with the smallest value. Okay, so the condition on the question, you shouldn't go beyond 360 degrees, beyond 2 pi. So these answers are within that. Okay, so we'll start with the smallest value. So 30 degrees is not part of the solution because 30 degrees in the first quadrant. So the solutions are 90 degrees, 270 degrees, 210 degrees, 330 degrees. So these are the solution to that equation. Okay, that means in this tutorial sheet for this math 1120, you can answer question 8. It's possible you can solve question 8. You can also solve question 12, 13 and 14. So the only concept remaining on a trigonometric function is the concept of graphing the trigonometric functions. So for now, you qualify to answer all the questions in the tutorial sheet, apart from, in fact, all the questions on trigonometry. If you have watched all the videos from part 1 up to this one, if you have watched all the videos from part 1 up to this one, you must be able to answer all the questions, all the trigonometric questions, apart from the graphing part, of which we are going to look at the graphing part in the next class. For part E, maybe let's try part E. So part E, since we have sine and cos, so what we are going to do, we are going to use the identity here, to substitute the identity so that we can have only one trigonometric function here. Okay, so that we can only work with one trigonometric function. So we have sine x and cos x. It either you can convert cos x to sine or convert sine to cos. So here we have 1 minus cos squared x minus cos x equal to 1, and it will be 2 cos squared x minus cos x equal to 1. Okay, so let y be equal to cos x. Then we have 2 minus 2y squared minus y equal to 1. And this is a quadratic. So this will be minus 2y squared minus y plus 2 minus 1 equal to 0. And this is the same as minus 2y squared minus y plus 1 equal to 0. If we multiply through by a negative, we have 2y squared plus y minus 1 equal to 0. Okay. Then this quadratic equation here, which two numbers you multiply them, you get minus 2. When you add them, you get 1. So it will be 2y squared plus 2y minus y minus 1 equal to 0. So we can factor out 2y remaining of y plus 1. We can factor out negative 1 here, y plus 1 equal to 0. Then from here we have 2y minus 1, then y plus 1 equal to 0. So our 2y minus 1 is equal to 0, or y is equal to minus 1, y is equal to 1 over 2, or y is equal to negative 1. And y, we said it's cos, so our cos x is equal to 1 over 2, or our cos x is equal to negative 1. Then you can check the quadrant. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you for following. You can get, from here, you can actually get the values of x, the angles here, using those, the triangles, the special triangles and the quadrant. Okay, thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel for you not to miss out any lesson. Okay, thank you so much.